So hi everyone, I'll be presenting our data manipulation language or DML activity using MySQL in WAMP. This activity focuses on performing different operations used to manage and manipulate data with a relational database. The database consists of several related tables including customer, vendor, product, invoice, and line, which represent a basic sales and inventory system. The main objective of this activity is to demonstrate how data can be inserted, retrieved, updated, and deleted using SQL commands. These operations are essential in handling the real-world data in systems such as point of sale and inventory management. Throughout this activity, I will be executing different DML commands such as insert, select, update, delete, along with conditions, sorting, and counting records, also truncate. Overall, this activity helps us understand how databases are used not just to store data, but to efficiently manage and manipulate it in real-life applications. So let's get into it. Minimum of 5 records each. So for customers, for vendor, for product, for invoice, for line. So let's first insert in the customer table. So as you can see here, we've already done creating our database, our tables, and we're also done inserting values in our tables. So let's try to check our tables by typing select from and our table name. So the select from and table name can be used to show the data inside your table. As you can see here, we view our data on each of our tables. Our tables for customer, invoice, line, vendor, and from the product. So for our first task, we were to select the distinct data in our database. So what do we mean by distinct? Meaning the unique data or data that are not duplicated. So let's just type select distinct and the data that we want to view. So let's say for example customer last name, and then we'll select our table. So from customer table, select distinct customer last name from customer. So as you can see, this is our distinct data in our table. The next task to do is to select all data in your table or to view data in your table. So since we've already done it, let's try it again. Select from customer table, and then you can view the data inside your customer table. So for the next thing to perform is the condition plus order, or the filtering and sorting. So let's select from customer table, and after that we add our condition. So this will filter the customer code. So we create a condition that where customer code is less than 25, meaning we will display all the customer code less than 25. And then for the order by customer code. So order by customer code ESC or ascending, meaning we will display the table in ascending order from low to high. So as you can see, we filtered out the customer code to less than 25. So all the data in our table were displayed since all were less than 25, and it is in ascending order. The next task for us to perform is to count. So count is basically a query that counts the data inside your table. So let's say for example that you want to count the number of datas or rows inside our customer table. Let's just type select count in parenthesis from our customer table. So as you can see, this counts the number of data inserted in our customer table. Next is let's insert or add more values in our customer table. So same as we've done earlier, we're just gonna insert into customer, values, and then we're gonna add the datas we want to add here in our table. Let's just add this, for example. So let's add this, for example. And now let's check again our customer table. Select from customer, and as you can see, we've added another 5 rows in our table. The next task is updating, or we're going to change the data inside our table. So for update, query, just type update and select what table. Just type table customer. Let's set what we're going to be updating. For example, the customer balance. Say for example, we set the balance to 500. And let's create a condition where cost code is equals to 1, meaning we're going to set or update the balance of the customer code value 1 or customer code 1. So let's try executing, and then we're going to check again the changes we've made. As you can see, we've already updated the balance of customer 1. The next thing we do is the deletion of data. So we're just gonna type delete from where this we're going to type the table where we want to delete, for example table customer. Same as the update, we just select what or where are we going to delete the value from. For example, for customer code 10, meaning we're going to delete the customer code 10 or row 10 in our table. Let's select again our customer. As you can see, our table is updated. It's less than 1 now, and as you can see here, it has only 9 rows in set. So for the last task is we're going to truncate or delete all the values or data in our database tables. So first, let's set our foreign key checks to 0. Key checks to 0 since we have the foreign keys in our tables. And then now we can start truncating. Let's just type truncate table line and then truncate table invoice, truncate table product, vendor, and lastly our customer. So if you try to select our table customer, so you can see we have an empty set in our table customer. Same with the other tables. So that is the purpose of truncating. It will delete all data or reset our database table. So after truncating, make sure to set the foreign key checks again to 1. So this again enable the foreign key checks. So what we've done here is we created a database, created tables, inserted records, ran select queries, updated and deleted data, and truncated all our tables.